important, definitely, because yeah. So it will be very important, of course, because, I will be giving you a lot of tips, and those tips, if you actually agree to it, if you follow them properly, then it will lead you to obtain a good university in future. There are multiple benefits. Okay, it will also help you improve your skill set. Lot of benefits. So, I will start with the session. I will also be sharing the PPT with you guys. So I hope everyone is able to see the PPT. In case you have any questions at any point of time, everyone, I would just, you can just use the message chat box and just message, so that I can, if you don't understand, I can repeat anything. So before I start, as Palak has said, has already given the introduction, but I'll just give quick introduction about ARA consultancy and, what I do. So you guys might be wondering, I'm a chartered accountant, why I'm a counselor right now. So when it comes to chartered accountancy, even I was lacking somewhere to build my profile. That's why I did not realize that finance is not my thing. So if I would have done internships during that point of time, I would have realized that, finance is something which I'm not very interested in. So I just went ahead and completed my CA. But at the time of working in EY, as Palak said, that I used to work in EY, Ernst & Young, which is one of the top multinational companies. So I realized that this is who were just stuck in that pool, and they were not interested in finance, or for that matter, chartered accountancy. So, then I realized that I want to get into this field wherein I want to help students and guide them properly about the various career fields, so that they become successful. Because see, at the end, success is not measured in the terms of how much money you earn. It's also about your happiness. That's important. So, and how you realize that this is my happiness, by exploring a lot of opportunities. If you don't explore, if you do not, uh, just go ahead and build your skills and explore different opportunities, you will not understand where you find happiness. So, that also forms a part of your profile building. So profile building can be as simple as pursuing your hobby also. It's completely fine to pursue your hobby, but continuing that and continuing and finding your happiness in that is also something which is really important, so that you understand that where you want to pave your path in. Understanding. So when it comes to, of course, I will be getting to profile building, but just a few glimpses that I started ARA consultancy in almost, now 7 to 8 years back, wherein it was a clear motive that I want to guide students. I'm a career counselor. I'm an abroad educator. Opinions are given to the students so that they have a good, successful professional career in their life. Because as I said, in a day, 70% of your day is involved wherein you are working towards your career, wherein you are working somewhere, right? Professionally, you are involved somewhere. So you need to make sure that you find happiness there. At the same time, it should be practically viable also. So both the things go hand in hand. It's also the thing that if you are not happy, or if you are not interested in any particular career field, you will not be able to extend it that much, or you will not be able to give your 100%. So that is also one thing which is required to be considered, right? So yeah, so that was the entire motive, to make sure students are given the best career opportunity. And when it comes to abroad counseling, we make sure students get into the top universities. So that is what, based on the profile, we make sure students get into the top ones. When it comes to, the top schools, be it Harvard, Stanford, or, you would have heard about these names like NYU, Columbia, very popular names. Again, it doesn't happen that in a year you come to me and I make sure that you are put in Harvard. It is not on me completely. I would say it's just 10 to 20% on me. 80% it's on you, what you did in the past 5 or past 6 years. Again, that sums up to profile building. So profile building is this important, that it's, even if you want to get into the top university. Am I audible to you guys? Like this is not okay. Yeah, thank you. So it's not just about that 1 year of application. It's about what you did in the past 4 years, 5 years. That needs to be highlighted in the application. So again, that is profile building. So it is extremely important. It's extremely important right from 10th grade, I would say 10th grade onwards. Once you're mature enough, I'm sure that there would be a lot of people at multiple age groups, right? So right from 10th grade, you have to make sure that you build your profile in every way possible. Now, when it comes to importance of profile building, as I would have highlighted, it helps you decide your major and career stream. As I was giving you my example, Like I took chartered accountancy, but if had I been exploring different things, had I been interning somewhere, I would have realized that, maybe marketing was something I was better at. But kabhi explore kiya hi nahi. I just went with the flow. So that's why profile building, or if you would have done some kind of internship or some kind of course, which is outside your academics, it helps you decide your major and career stream in a better way. Okay. It also gives you confidence and it acts as a catalyst for further professional experiences. Now, when this point you understand, when I'm doing something, if I would have done an accounting internship, maybe in 11th grade, I would have understood that this is not something which I want to do. Then I would have paved my path accordingly, right? So it gives you that confidence also. It helps you in skill set, experiences. It gives you a great experience. You interact with multiple people, you make connects, you actually are aware about the real world activities. It helps you be on an edge over others. That is point of differentiation. Very important. It helps you give a strong letter of recommendation. Guys, someone who's not knowing what LOR is, letter of recommendation is basically a letter which is given by the employer or by some senior of yours, whom you are working under, that what kind of person you are. So it's a very important document, be it in job or be it in university application. So if you are working under someone, if you're working, maybe senior will give you a strong letter of recommendation if you would have worked good. So, if you would have done some kind of activity, so it helps you attain a good, strong letter of recommendation, which will be helpful for you for jobs as well as university application. And it also readies you for the next challenges. Like, you wouldn't be afraid about, like, if you would have done a job at first place and you wouldn't have done any internship, then there is a sort of fear, there is lack of confidence. So if you would have started you building your profile early, so that confidence and that fear wouldn't be there. So it will ready you for the next life challenges. So these are the importance of profile building. So as I'm just repeating again, that these days market is very cluttered, be it business, be it job, there is extreme clutterness everywhere. So competition is very cutthroat. So you have to step up your game. You have to do something extra. You have to be on an edge, and that will happen with this. So each and every student, be it any of my career counseling student, at the end, 15 minutes, I talk about how important it is to make your profile. Initially, that was not the thing. People were academic centric. Like, you have to score a 95% plus, you have to score a 90% plus. But that is secondary now. First is what extra have you done? Because each and every student, every other student is scoring 90% plus. What extra have you done? So that is profile building. So please give this as importance as you give it to academics, as you are giving to a chartered accountancy course or your engineering course or your MBA course. This has to be there side by side, going right from your 10th grade. So that is very important. Understood the importance of profile building, guys? If you have okay, yeah, there are a few mistakes. Sorry, in the flow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So now, what are the focus areas when it comes to building your profile? So I gave you the importance. Now the focus areas, how to build the profile. I've been blabbering since a long time that profile building is very important, but what exactly you have to do in profile building? So guys, when it comes to profile building, you have to, there are certain tips what you can do. You don't have to do each and everything. Whatever suits you, you can go forward accordingly. So you can do your internships. That is one very important way how you can build your profile. You can do good internship. Guys, it's not important that you have to do an internship in a big name. Okay. It's okay even if you do it in a mid-sized firm or a small firm, but your work needs to be substantial. That is something which will be helpful to you. Build your skill set, or for that matter, admission committee, or even if you apply for a job somewhere, they are smart enough to understand that if you are working in a big name, substantially or no. So it's important that even if it is a family business or it's a small size firm, you have to make sure that you actually work something substantial, you have done something substantial, you have learned something good. Okay, that's important. You can actually, and there are certain placement agencies, like, I have LinkedIn is one very important way, how you can find internship. For jobs also, LinkedIn is very important. Of course, I will get to the importance of LinkedIn a little later, but these are some websites through which you can find internship. Shala, hello intern, let's intern. Then through cold calling also, if you like certain company, like, therefore advertising people, Ogilvy and Mathur, O&M is one very important and very good company. So I know one student who just called them, who just mailed them. Cold calling includes cold mailing as well. That I have this profile and I'm really wanting to intern with you. So she got a positive review, a positive response, and she is currently working there. So, trying and making efforts is something important. You cannot be saying that I tried in 10 different companies. I did not get any internship. That's why I'm sitting right now idle at home. So that will not get you anywhere. So you have to make efforts. Getting an internship, start somewhere, and if you have to keep on trying. Maybe first internship is not good, but second would be good because you have the relevant experience. So you have to continuously try. You can work on projects, assignments, when it comes to college or under some professor, freelance projects. There are so many agencies and companies who give good project and research work to the students. So we can definitely help you search that as well. But then especially this is for students who are engineers, economic students, someone with more research based coursework. They can actually work on researching. Freelancing also, there are social media managers, they freelance they handle the social media accounts and they are freelancers, so that can be also added to your profile. Okay. Research activities, as I said, research papers, publishing books and articles. This publishing book is something which is very, very good. Just recently, one of my student who is a 17-year-old just published a book, and his book is available on Amazon. 17-year-old. He started writing at the age of 15. It took him almost 1.5 years to write the book, and currently that book is available on Amazon. You talk to him, you feel that he's not 17-year-old, he's minimum 25-year-old. That is a maturity that he has. So that again happened because of all these things. Okay, so that's important that you involve yourself in some or other different activity apart from academics. Bookish knowledge, hey, definitely. But what about the extracurricular activity? What about the extra knowledge, that extra edge which I'm talking to you about? So all these things help you with that. Okay. Blogs, website, many people like traveling for that matter. So make blogs, document it somewhere. Make YouTube channels out of it. Do something. It can be anything. Like my student is really fond of F1. So he tracks F1. He has made notes for F1. So he's putting everything somewhere. He has made his website and he's putting his, predictions. He's putting his entire, recommendation on that website. So he's documenting it. So it can be anything for that matter, but do something. That's important. Leadership experience, MUNs, the ones who are in their 11th and 12th grade, or they are in their school, they can involve themselves in MUNs, TEDx, so you can have tie-ups and things with TEDx, so you can actually do that. Clubs, student councils, everything helps definitely. Second is definitely Rotary Club and Leo Club. You guys, the one who are the organizers, of course, it is adding a great value to your profile. So again, even if you are a part of Leo Club, Rotary Club, it shouldn't be like just volunteering. You have to reach at a level, treasurer, president, that will add more value to your profile. Just being a volunteer, it's okay, it's an activity, but okay, you have organized so many events, you were a president for so long. That's the one who is, be it a admission committee or be it the employer, they understand. 2 questions they ask you, they will understand that what work you have done, what skill set you possess. They know that. So please even if you are in Leo Club, Rotary Club, you have to make sure that you are at a good level. Of course, that doesn't come with a day. You can't be a president in one day. You have to be there in that club at least for 1 to 2 years. You have to show your talent, and then you will, of course, be the president, vice president, treasurer, whatever it may be. But you have to be a good president. Then that activity, whatever you do, will add a lot of value to your profile. Okay. You can create social media communities within society. There are a lot of students who are actually, too much into NGOs. They create, a lot of NGOs. They are the founders of the NGO. That will also help you add, especially in MBA. If you want to do MBA later from abroad, this actually helps a lot, wherein you are involved yourself in NGO and you are the lead of that NGO, of course. Just again, I'm saying, teach for India, teach India, you just can't be a volunteer. above from a volunteer, you have to also show your leadership skill. So that will help you. Technical experiences. Okay, so here there are a lot of websites: Coursera, edX, MOOCs, Udemy, Udacity. You can actually do courses from there, and that will also add to on your CV. So that will also help you. Software, coding, CAD, Adobe, you should know about these, especially designers, the one who's into designing. I just saw that there's a designing workshop also. You need to learn softwares, AutoCAD, then Photoshop. So and you need to have a good hang of it. Just learning again will not make sense. So guys, whatever you choose, you need to be an expert in that. It's very important. Go in depth. Just don't touch and come. It will not add any value. Extracurriculars. Now a lot of people are interested in sports, be it your guitar, or any sort of sports, swimming, cricket, anything. Again, take it at a good level. That's important. Just don't be like a gully cricket person. Take it to a good level, so that will again add value to your profile. This is something which you enjoy also. At the same time, rather than Instagramming, WhatsApping, you can involve yourself in these extracurricular activities. A sport wherein you are involved and your mind is also engaged in a good way, and you are relaxed also at the same point of time. Just to give one more example to you guys, my student who got into IIMA got a 98 percentile, which was fine. But then his interview had 15 minutes, out of the 20 minutes of interview, 15 minutes was asked only about scuba diving, which was his hobby. Like he used to do scuba diving. So out of the 20 minutes, 15 minutes questions were just on scuba diving. And he got in IIMA. So he is assuming that, I got in because I had, scuba diving as one of my hobby, one of my extracurricular. He had given one of the level from Andaman Nicobar as well. So, that was the thing. That is the importance. Even schools like IIMA give importance to all these things, rather than the fact that he was a chartered accountant, rather than the fact he already got in, guys. Understanding. And one more student of mine who got into ISB Hyderabad, he had a very different hobby. He was fanatic about Marvel and DC characters. So again, the ISB admission panel committee asked him question about Marvel and DC. Whom will you prefer? Which character? So they cross-checked, because he had put everything in his SOP, statement of purpose. So he had put that everything in the application, and they cross-questioned about that, and they got impressed with those questions only. And that's why he was taken in ISB Hyderabad with a GMAT score of just 640, which is little lesser. So someone who's not aware about GMAT or anything, just understand that there was an entrance test where he was not scoring. He did not score that up to the mark, but he had certain passion, certain, extracurricular activity or whatever, which was unique. That's why he was taken. Okay, so that uniqueness is also something which is very important. So strategies on how to build profile. So start early, focus on activities relating to your major. This is also one very good key on how you can get into the top university. This is majorly, I would say, for university purposes, especially the second point, activities related to major. Because if you have a certain major in your mind, maybe finance or engineering, if you work your profile around that major of yours, it will help you, be on an edge over others, because it's not nothing you have done which is off track. It's everything on track, and you are working towards that major only. So it's an additional good point in. It's like you are in the good books of the admission committee then, if you are focusing all your activities towards your major. But this is not important. Any sort of profile building is fine, I feel. Do not follow the crowd. Think out of the box. As I said, unique. Scuba diving, collecting, having interest in Marvel and DC characters. All these are unique. It can be anything for that matter. In your case, it can be anything different. My one of my students have the hobby of solving puzzles. Very different. But we have mentioned that in the SOP, because she is that much into puzzles. So kuch bhi aap karo, but do it with all your heart and passion. That is important. Leadership skill in each activity is very crucial. As I said, do it at a good level. Shouldn't be at a volunteering level, but at a good level. End result of each activity is more important than number of activities. Excellent point. Don't do multiple things. As I said, your whatever you do needs to be substantial. It shouldn't be like you have done 10 different internships, but you have not learned anything. Just for the heck of it, you have just mentioned in your CV. That will not lead you anywhere, because you have not gained the relevant skill set. You don't have that kind of knowledge. So maybe you do 2 internships, but do those internships where you get good knowledge, where you get good work. That's important. Telecalling ki aap 5 internship kar lo doesn't make sense. Do one telecalling internship, maybe if you're not getting. Then try for something where you learn more, learn better. Maybe that was a starting, that's why you got a telecalling internship. But then you have to jump, then you have to level up your game. Then work around your strengths. Now you know for the fact that math is something which you don't like, calculation is something which you don't like, then do not end up doing a finance internship, accounting internship. You know that you are better in marketing or you are better in HR. Then work around your strengths. No? So unnecessarily doing things which are out of your strengths or which is not that important, you know that you are not going to do in future, will not make sense. So it's important to work around your strength, and time spent and impact from each activity is looked by the admission committee. Very, as I said, that they are very smart enough to understand 2 questions, they will get to know everything. Okay. So that's why we do not fake anything in the documents. Thoda bahut, of course, you can put 1 or 2 lines, which is little extra, but you cannot fake completely because they get to know. They get to know everything. So they are very smart enough. Understood? Be it the employer, be it the admission committee. Understood? So this is with regards to strategies on how to build your CV. Now, with regards to LinkedIn profile, guys, we are coming to the topic of, LinkedIn. Now, guys, what is LinkedIn? I just, all the Gen Z, or, there would be so many young people over here. So it's important for you to, I'll just give you a definition that it's Instagram, but for the professional community. So I'm sure you guys would be on Instagram. You would be scrolling Instagram. It's very similar to Instagram, where you actually on Instagram, you show off your brands, you show off your wherever you have traveled. On LinkedIn, you actually show off your professional achievement. Simple. That's the difference. If you know how to use Instagram well, which I'm sure all of you would be knowing, I'm very sure that you would use LinkedIn also very well. You just have to show your professional achievement in a very subtle, nice way, but you have to show. There are many people who are very active on Instagram, but they are not active on LinkedIn at all. Why so? It's very similar, but it's just for the professional community. Here, this is for social community. Difference is just that. So are you want to be like a social person all your life, or you want to be a professional person and you want to do real good in your life? If number two is the latter, you have to work hard on your LinkedIn profile, guys. Whichever the age is, my students right from 10th grade start building, because they want to, build their profile. They want to get a good university, for their undergrad 12th, they work hard for building their profile. The first thing what I tell them to do is build your LinkedIn profile. First thing. So 10th graders have LinkedIn profile. So if you guys don't have, please make it. Please make it. It's very important. So when it comes to LinkedIn, it's not just important overall to, to people, because I know many people who got jobs through LinkedIn. Some because HR teams also these days, the human resource team of various companies are also hiring by looking at LinkedIn profiles. For example, today itself, when I was hiring someone, the first thing I saw was the LinkedIn profile, even before the resume. I wanted to understand how active she is on LinkedIn, how well she has kept his LinkedIn profile, because that creates an impression. I am sure you guys would be looking at the Instagram profile of someone and judging them, right? Okay, his Instagram profile is this, so he might be this. Similarly, people, the professional community will judge based on your LinkedIn profile. So please make sure, that you have a good, very nice LinkedIn profile, and it should be like where you have decent LinkedIn profile where you have shown your achievements in a good way. Okay, of course, I will be showing a few, samples of people who have actually kept their LinkedIn profile in a very good way. They are active. It's not important, to be very active. Like not everyone is very social, but your LinkedIn profile should be decent enough. If someone is seeing, they should not see that, they have not done any sort of activity. They are not able to judge what you have done. It shouldn't be that bad, right? So it should be at least a reasonably good LinkedIn profile, which you need to be keeping, right? As immediately, you would be knowing that someone, you just immediately search on Facebook or Instagram. Similarly, professional community will search you on LinkedIn. That is the importance. Okay, good for connection, good for getting jobs, good for getting internships. There are multiple benefits. Okay, so I will just show you some LinkedIn profiles, guys. One second. I hope you are able to see the screen. Yeah. So this is a LinkedIn profile which I liked. I was searching today only. Look at the headline, guys. This is the headline. Okay. Name, headline. This is known as a headline. This is very important because the first thing what someone will see the headline. Incoming strategy, project, and change management intern. So whatever current internship he is doing, he has mentioned in the headline, and he's an economic student, guys. He's an undergrad student only, but honors economic student at McMaster University, which is in Canada. So he's a student, undergrad student, nothing like a graduate or professional, normal undergrad student, but he is going to do that internship, guys. He's not done yet. Still incoming strategy, project, and change management intern. Maybe the work might be not that big as what he has written, but if I'm seeing this, I have already made a judgment in my mind. Wow, okay, he looks good. He has good potential. So that first impression is the last impression. That part, is something which is required in everyone, right? That in that professional community, that judgment needs to be there, and it has to be a good one. That's important. Otherwise, as I said, there is so much of competition. If aap nahi to koi next जिसका अच्छा LinkedIn profile होगा. So better you keep your LinkedIn profile up to date and systematic. So this is a summary. This is a headline. So incoming, like the future internship also he has put, you can write anything. That's fine, but it has to be based on your current professional, whatever you are doing currently, professionally, you have to mention it over here. It can be as simple as marketing intern at XX, and at the same time, BMM student at HR college, anything for that matter. But just keep it good. Overall, the headline is important. Then this first thing is photo. Photo is also something which is important. It's not important overall to look good or something of that sort, but it has to be a professional photo. You cannot be putting a wedding photo or something of that sort. It has to be a professional photo overall. There's a summary which she has mentioned, whatever his skill set is, and it can be anything, guys. This summary should mention who you are as a person. You can mention that you are a travel enthusiast or a sports person or anything for that matter. And of course, professionally, what you have been doing, you have to mention that. Guys, he's an undergrad student, second year undergrad student. He has this much to talk about himself. Again, because he has built his profile, that's why he has so much to talk about. VP of External Affairs of D Group Operation and Operation Associate. D Group is a school of business of McMaster. So D Group is not some company, it's college ka school only. University school, business school is D Group. Operation Association and Investment Analyst for D Group Finance and Investment Council. So it's just a student council, but we feel that he's doing so much. So it's all about how you showcase, right? How you show your work. So it has to be in a good way. It has to be something that, the person, if he is reading, if he or she is reading, is impressed. Then he has mentioned about all his achievement, skills in everything. He's a vice president over here. He has mentioned his skills. Very important to mention your skills, whatever you are learning there, whatever you are doing there. McMaster University, it's been 2 years that he's in McMaster University. He was a student ambassador. What he has done under this routine clerical duties, guys, still it is mentioned in such a nice way that we don't feel that it is clerical. He's doing something great. We feel like that. Administrative tasks. So much he has written just for something which is very administrative and clerical. Again, it all depends on how you show things. He was doing an internship. It is mentioned so much. 10 experiences. Second year undergrad student, so much he has done. Exam invigilator. Still he has mentioned it. Every small task he's mentioning. Someone who wants to give an internship, someone who is wanting to hire an intern, if someone sees such kind of profile, of course, it will create a good impact, right? He has mentioned about the coursework also, whatever he's doing, again, the skills. He was in the school, whatever activities, MU, and again, see, soccer, theater, debating, all the activities are mentioned over here. This is a CBSE school, nothing like an IB or IGCSE or international board. Normal CBSE school, still he has done so much things, so many things. The recommendation, of course, I'll show the next thing where I will talk about the recommendation also. 1 second. So guys, again, good professional photos, very important. If I mentioned over here, it should be a current professional position. Mention your summary, make it a blend of a personal story, your background, your mission, what you want to do, what kind of person you are, your motivation, your interests. I've highlighted the words. Your summary should have all these things, right? Add relevant skills everywhere that student had added skills. You have to do it accordingly. And you can ask your recommenders to endorse them. What is endorsement? I will just show you. You mention good details about your work, though 2 to 3 lines, it should be substantial and show what kind of work you are doing. Overall, be active on LinkedIn because that will help your connections grow more. That's very, very important. I will just show you now. 1 second. Where there is endorsements, like good endorsements are seen. I hope you're able to see the screen. So this is again, he's a financial analyst. He's a proper student, like a professional, but he's working since 3 months only. Oh, okay. He has completed his studies in the year. No, okay. He's also a bachelor's of science student, guys. He's not a professional. He's also a bachelor's student. 2023, his bachelor's degree will get over. Okay, so he has done all these things. Look at his summary, guys. Looking at his headline, it seems that he's a professional already. So that is a first impression which comes in everyone's mind. But he's still studying, guys. He's still in as an undergrad only. I've worked as a creative content writer, assisted several MNCs, local businesses. If you see, in as for future, I hope to earn your mission. In my free time, you can find me trading stocks, rewatching billions, browsing Reddit. So interesting and so impressive. So he has done all these things, and these are the recommendation I'm talking to you about. These are the recommendation. You can actually ask someone whom you have worked with to give recommendation. Recommendation is very similar to the letter of recommendation, LOR, which I told, but you have to give it on LinkedIn. Very motivated person. 1 second. Excuse me. Slow. Yeah, these are the recommendation I'm talking about. Very extremely motivated, dedicated person. Very, so different people whom he has worked with, he has asked him to give recommendation. He has given some, he has given to people, at the same time he has received. So this gives us sort of assurance that this person is good, and there are people whom he create a very unique, and it stands out. Your LinkedIn profile stands out. Honors, awards, test scores. He has mentioned his test scores also, guys. Language is what he knows. Everything very properly. He was a brown belt in karate. That also he has mentioned. Everything he has mentioned. The options are very well there. It's very similar to using Instagram. You just have to make sure that you give these details. You show off yourself. Guys, if you don't market yourself well, though you are knowledgeable, it will not lead you anywhere because you have to show your knowledge. No one will just see you and understand that you are a very brilliant child, or you have a lot of knowledge, or you are very multi-talented. You have to show that. This is one way how you can show your talents. You can show your brilliance. You can show that you are a multitasker and multi-talented as well. Very, very important. And he's still a undergrad student, as I said. So this is also there. Okay, I will also show something like a link tree. I will just show one different way. If you have multiple things like, 1 second. So this is a link tree. If you can see this Linktree, okay, Linkttree. So you can make your Linktree profile also. LinkedIn is also there, Linktree is also there. So just like tree has various branches, you can put all your, all your Facebook profile, Instagram profile, website, LinkedIn, YouTube, everything over here, Linktree. And that Linktree also you can add on your resume. If you have multiple things, like I had a student who is a YouTuber who has his own website. So this will make more sense because someone who is wanting to see at one go. So this is something which is very helpful. Linktree. So this is also very good. Someone with lot of things to show, they can actually put Linktree profile instead of LinkedIn profile on their resume. Okay. So this is also good overall. Back to the PPT. So yes, guys, this is something which is very good overall. Make sure that you have a good LinkedIn profile. I hope after the session, everyone will make a LinkedIn profile, that too a good one. If you want to be more active, post, showcase your entire achievement, whatever it may be. You have ran a marathon or something has happened in the company, something good has happened with you, put it. Very similar to putting a story on Instagram. You have to similarly, be active on Instagram, on LinkedIn. Very important because this is about your achievement. That is all, it's time pass at the end, but this is actually something which is important. Professional community sees and judges you accordingly. And career is something at the end above everything else, right? So LinkedIn is meant for your career, for your professional growth. Okay, so please make sure that you have a good LinkedIn profile overall. Okay, coming to the next, how to crack internship. These are certain ways. LinkedIn, I have also given you Intern Shala and Hello Intern, Let's Intern, own contacts, friends, family business, cold calling, visiting office, agencies. So these are LinkedIn, as I said, again, connect and build into a network. Like there are a lot of postings which happen. Teams overall see, through LinkedIn only they hire people for their job, for internship. In fact, we hired 3 of our interns through LinkedIn itself. We see the LinkedIn profile. If we find someone suitable, we message them. So that is the importance. Okay, guys. And yes, any questions, guys, please tell me. Okay, there are already 6 questions. Check out the clubs. Okay. Great. Anyone, any questions? They're very nice that Darshan has written it over here. Yeah. Mihir has asked that if we leave 3 months internship in between the internship period, does that affect the next internship or job employer's mind for choosing us? If we leave 3 months internship in between, okay. No, it's fine. I mean, it's completely fine. Guys, internship mein kuch bhi chalta hai. 3 months, 2 months, whatever it is, it's perfectly fine. It's about learning. Job, of course, if you are doing a job, you can't be leaving in between because that is something which will add on your resume. Your next employer will be asking about it. But internship is purely for learning, purely for learning. It's not that serious. So it's perfectly fine even if you leave the 3 months internship. Of course, you have to understand the employer's perspective also. You have to make connects, right? Like if you are leaving some employer midway, he should not be having a grudge on you. So you cannot be taking a letter of recommendation from that person. Maybe in future, if you want to connect with him, that becomes difficult. So you just have a entire scenario well with the employer, but otherwise it's fine to leave in between. It's fine. Any questions, guys? And I will also show one of the resume. I've downloaded one of my students' resume. I will be showing so that you have a better idea. Of course, resume is also built by how well at the end, one second, guys. How well at the end you make your profile, it's all dependent on that. Yeah. So this is the entire profile wherein he was involved in, she was a social media executive with government of Andhra Pradesh. Okay, and it has gone. One second. Now are you able to see? Yeah. I hope you guys are seeing. So she was so AP Digital Corporation. So she was handling the social media account of one of the politicians. So she has mentioned it over here, guys. This student got marketing communication. So it was one of the most coveted course I have. That's why I kept marketing, because it's little easier to understand. So she has done a bachelor's. She has done a PG in media laws, and then she ended up going to Columbia. She was my student 3 years back, and she got a great scholarship. That is also very difficult. So she was doing all these things. Digital communication. She was into political marketing, so which is very niche field which she got into, and she did it very well. And she was also a head of communication, Gulabo. So she was a head of communication. So along with the job, she was also co-founder of something. Having your own startup, having your own venture, that also adds a lot of weightage to your profile. Content intern, then website content intern. See how as I said, that around your area of interest, if you build your profile, nothing better than that. Volunteering activities. So much she has done. Internship also content related. She was a co-founder. She was a freelancer. She did a job. She has a good, undergrad course. Everything so up to date. And this, of course, led her to one of the top universities in the world for marketing. So this is one of the CVs. Guys, any questions you have? Palak, you want me to show one more CV? So I can show one more as well. I've saved. Or
Yeah, you can go ahead if you want to. That's fine.
yeah. So I'll show one more CV. Again, this student got into LSC, one of the, I think so, Base City University of London, Base Business School, from MS in Marketing and Innovation again. So though if you see her CGPA was not up to the mark, but she has done a lot of work. She has hyperlinked on her CV. So if I click on this, she has hyperlink. Control K karke on just laptop. Control K karke you can hyperlink. You can actually document and you can attach it on your resume. So though this thing was not good, definitely they still she ended up getting into one of the top universities for marketing. She did her digital marketing course. She did she's into social media management and of Nika. This is again an internship, guys. Then she was a co-founder and social media manager of Aisha Jewels, leadership, volunteering activity, all the awards, everything she has hyperlinked. So if we click on this, there is a certificate which will come. So that shows that she is not faked. So this also helps. This also adds a lot of weightage, and this gets the trust of the admission committee increases if you hyperlink. Even though the score is lesser, since she was a holistic person, she did so many different things that ended her getting into the top university again. And again, she in UK it is a little difficult to get a job, but she's the one who got the job as well, again because of a good profile. Any question, guys? Any questions? I've covered lot of things about profile building, about resume, about LinkedIn. In case you have any questions, you can definitely let me know. I'll just put down my number over here. In case you want to have a career counseling, abroad counseling session, you can definitely connect with us. My number is your, and my company's name is Ara Education Consultancy. We are Indian and abroad education counselor in any sort of career related help, education related problem, or anything. You can connect with us, and in case you want to go abroad, then also you can connect with us. Any questions?
All right, guys. Please feel free to ask any questions. And just in case you all don't have a question right now, that's not a problem. You can post your questions on the WhatsApp group until tomorrow night. Say, for example, you learned how to make the profile today. You are trying it tonight or tomorrow. And if you have a doubt, Vinni ma'am will surely reply to you all.
Yeah, I will. And Darshan knows how spontaneous I am to reply.
Yeah, so just saying a couple of points on today's session. I know Vinni ma'am since like 2015 or 2017, and she's been a part of my journey and Rohan's journey, and a lot of us same friends. And a lot of us have also gone to one of the top schools that are there from our own thing. A few things that I would like to tell about her is she knows what you want. Like you go to her and you tell her that I want to make it to this university and this is my profile. She will help you build it around and she will make your profile that way that the university accepts it. How can she do that? Because she already has a lot of students in such universities, so she knows what these universities want. Another thing which I really liked about what she said is we need not be conformist. Like for example, a straight plan is made for most Indians, like graduation, graduation के बाद MBA, MBA के बाद job, job के बाद शादी and VP and die. You don't necessarily need to do that. You can be doing things that you just find plain interesting. Like she said that if you like doing scuba diving, you could try it on. Giving my own example, I am like similar to Vinny, even I don't like finance. But I realized that before my CA final, so I dropped out of CA final and I did a bunch of random stuff. So we see that in a lot of Gen Z that you guys are a little scared and like even I'm a Gen Z, we are a little scared and skeptical about the future, but we're not going to get the answer in one day. So that was really great from her end. One more thing is we need not focus on the quantity, that we don't want 15 points on our resume just for the heck of putting it. We need to have quality stuff, and that does not, there is no benchmark for quality. कि ये किया तो quality है. It's just how much you know. If you don't have that Google certificate of that course or Coursera certificate, but you know how to do it and your work is showing it, that's pretty much enough, I guess. Say whatever she showed today, like this is how you can have your bio, this is how you can have that. We've shared the links to y'all. So now when y'all make your LinkedIn profile, y'all can have these profiles open and then can get inspired from them. Now there's a high chance there's somebody who's an artist over here. There's a high chance there's somebody who's a graphic designer. And these three profiles might not align with your profile. So what you can do is similarly, say for example, I aspire to do an MBA from Columbia. So I will find somebody who has done an MBA from Columbia, 10 of them, 5 of them, see what these guys did. And then probably I can make my profile around that, okay, this is what Columbia wants. Okay, this is what I should be doing in order to make it to Columbia. And things like that. Yeah, I think let's all make our LinkedIn profiles, our resumes, and connect on LinkedIn soon. Let's all send each other connection requests. And thanks a lot, Vinni ma'am, for joining us. It was a lot. It was really great. And I think I'll hand it over to Palak now.
Most welcome, guys. It was a pleasure to talk to you guys. Thank you so much for
Wait, Palak still has something to say.
Inviting. What did you say? Sorry.
Palak still has something to add, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Vinny, for taking our time and doing this amazing informative session with us. And thank you everyone for joining. I'm sure this session was extremely helpful for everyone who's here. And we look forward to giving you all more such enriching and upskilling experience and learning and growing with you. Just last 2 requests. One is that we'll be sharing a feedback form after the session or probably tomorrow morning. We'll be rolling out the form. So I would request all of y'all who are here who could just fill it up, take out 1 or 2 minutes and fill that up. That'd be really helpful for us and the speaker as well. And if all of y'all can actually switch on your cameras, we could just do a group photo and we can end the session right here.
Yes, guys, please, can we have a picture?
Guys, it's fine. Like, we understand everyone's at home. It's okay.
All right, we have, oh wow, we have 2 people joining from one device as well. Guys, any feedback for Vinny? Like, if you all don't have a question, that's fine. But is there something you want to say about this session? If the floor is open, whatever you all want to discuss.
Yeah.
All right, fine. I think these are the only ones who are going to put their videos on. Might be the other ones are in bed. All right, I'm taking a snap now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cheese. Great. All right. Hope this session was helpful, guys. We hope to see you all in the coming 3 sessions as well. And thank you very much, Vinny. Thank you, Palak. And thank you all of you all for joining. If you all like this session, please do spread the word about this, so then more people know about the coming 3 sessions and more people can learn from this.
Thank you,
All right.
guys. Good night.
Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Bye-bye.
Good night. Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank